Today is January 27th of 2021. And I just finished a call with my Breakthrough team. Once again, I'm interning at Breakthrough Central Texas this semester, and we were just having a conversation about the current projects in place. And since this is my first week, it's kind of just a lot of listening and learning as we go along. One really big thing I'm shocked at actually is the amount of things that is going on within the organization. Not only do they provide support to high school seniors, but they actually do a 12-year commitment to other students. So they start them off in around 6th or 7th grade, depending on the school district, and they actually go ahead and provide various resources for academic help as well as financial support if, let's say, right now during the pandemic their family's struggling financially. They also do provide counseling and mental health services, and they're really just an amazing organization, like all in all. But one thing that I'm very shocked at is just the way that anytime a staff member or anyone part of the team, even myself as an intern, if I identify a problem that I think is worth addressing, anyone is free to bring it to the table within their selective team, and then from there it can continue onward to the higher management and leadership, and then from there they'll often take action on it. So as a byproduct of that process, it makes it really easy to where anyone can get something going, and they'll find a way to leverage resources, to take advantage of existing partnerships, and try to solve the problem at its root, or if not, provide a temporary solution. And that's just something I think is so admirable. I think the team I'm working with is amazing. I've gotten to meet just a few of them, and then some of the people I worked with in the summer. So that has definitely been really nice to see familiar faces. Right now we're just taking our mid-afternoon walk. Today I'm actually joined by my roommate Amer, or Amerison. But I met Amer my first year of college, and we've been pretty good friends ever since. Is college worth it? I think it's a pretty straightforward question, and the answer is a lot more complex. Because I really do think that college is worth it if you make the most of it. And what I mean by that is that I think for a lot of people, college is a great choice because it gives you the ability to explore your interests and also learn pretty valuable skills. I know for myself, when I came into college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I think I knew an idea of what things I liked and things I enjoyed and things I was passionate about, but didn't have a clear answer. And then throughout the past 3 years, I've really just explored things that I felt are skills that I can use in the wide range of different fields. And I really do believe that's probably the best way to approach college. Take advantage of opportunities that are out there and just try to make the most of them and try to slowly mold the career that you want for yourself.
If you don't know what you're doing, then that's kind of stigmatized as like a bad thing, whereas it should be more so as you're still kind of learning and developing and you're curious, right? That's never the case. It's always kind of like the dude doesn't have it figured out or anything like that. So
sometimes I feel like we put a pressure on ourselves to think that we have to have everything figured out by a certain age, a certain point in our lives. But more and more you start learning that that's never really the case. Everyone is constantly on this journey of trying to better themselves or find things that they're passionate about and want to pursue further. And that can be different time frames for anyone. Some people find their passion really early on and decide to embark on it straight out of high school. Some people take a while. Some people take multiple years working in their profession before they ever find that one thing that they want to try to do. And I think that's perfectly fine. I think if life was straightforward, then it'd be fairly boring. It's this idea that everything is gray and not just black and white, right and wrong, that makes, I think, life worth living for. It's a matter of finding support, people who are like-minded, who have similar aspirations, or just simply people who will support you, and stick with those people. Make sure that you keep them informed about what's going on with you. The fact that everyone nowadays has a social media platform of some sort is amazing to me. I think it's the first time ever that everyone has a platform to share whatever they want, their ideas, their thoughts, and that's something beautiful. I think it's probably the first time in human history that no one's voice has been suppressed. And I know nowadays we hear that conversation a lot about voices being silenced. And I do think that's true. For some people, it still is very much the case. But for the wide majority of people living in the United States, We have complete freedom to voice anything we want, and it's such a privilege and something I definitely don't take for granted.
I live for money.
So Amber brought up a really interesting thing that just happened yesterday. I had no idea this was going on. He was telling me that GameStop, people online went ahead and inflated GameStop stock, right?
Stock, right?
Yeah, they inflated GameStop's, I can't say it, GameStop's stock so much so that the stock was going for $30 yesterday and it is now going for $300.
It's just like Wall Street bats freaking got what, like Elon Musk on it and stuff, right? Like it was this morning, or really yesterday when I opened it up, I figured, you know what? As soon as I open it up, I'm gonna be able to invest, you know, like get on that GameStop trend and all that stuff. And so as soon as I created the account, it pretty much said, you know, hey, you're gonna have to wait 2 days before we verify your bank and all that stuff. And
personal finance is such a personal thing, because for everyone, investing and saving looks entirely different. Like, I know lots of people will say, oh, the number one investment you should ever make in your lifetime is buying a home, because it's thought that like over time the home's value will increase steadily. And for some other people, it may just mean investing into like individual stocks and hoping that they go up. I mean, there's some pretty general things I know I hear all people talk about. Like, there's the idea that you should have some sort of savings account where you can have that like as an emergency fund. And then there is also the fact that you should invest in mutual funds, because they provide, like, over time you get like a solid return, you get compound interest. And then I always hear everyone talk about a Roth IRA, like to make sure that if you do have a Roth IRA, that you try to max it out every year, so that way you get compound interest when, like, it's really great when you're young, because that just means by the time you get around to retiring age, you make a pretty good return. Like, I don't understand compound interest very much, do you?
Compound, I don't know who said it. It's like the 10th or the 11th wonder of the world.
The 8th wonder of the world, because no one understands it. Everyone talks about it, but no one can, no one I've talked to at least, can concretely tell me how compound interest works and why it's so great to do. Like, I understand like the premise and like the basic idea of it, but like how it actually turns, like, I've heard people say, oh, if you invest $100 every day of your life or whatever, by the time you retire, it's worth like 50 million or something. Any topic that y'all want me to talk about, like, I am the type of person who loves to learn. If there's anything at all, like, I'll look deeper into it. I'll try to find like books on it or like videos on it and explore the topic as much as I possibly can, and then talk about it the next day if y'all let me know what exactly it is that you want me to look into. Taking you all along with me on this journey.